Amax here. Spring is upon us. It's that time of year, so just at the bench here getting some of my equipment ready to go for the season. Been dry firing like crazy all winter, and finally time to get the guns in shooting shape for the year. And one of the things I do for that is to change out my springs. I want to start on a fresh pair of springs every year. Probably one of the most underrated service things that you can do. Springs, a lot like tires in that nobody really pays them much mind until they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And in our case, a lot of times that will manifest itself at a match and have an unfortunate result. One of the things I really like about Atlas Gunworks is they have put a lot of thought into specifically which springs and spring rates work well in their guns, and then they have brought that as a color-coded system to use. So if you look at the website right now, all the springs are color-coded, so you can essentially take the one out of your gun and look at what color the base is, replace it with that one. You don't have to go back to the instructions, back to the initial letter, figure out which one you had in it. You just pull one out, buy that one, whatever color that is. And they've put a lot of effort into making sure that these springs arrive at the poundage that they say they are, because this is a super cheap part. So the people that make them don't always pay the most attention to quality control. So essentially, I have started using Atlas Gunworks springs in every gun that I use, to include my shotguns. This is a VEPR 12 built by Dissident Arms, and it runs on a recoil spring system that is essentially two 1911 springs put together. What's remarkable about that? Well, we've essentially taken a PKM machine gun chassis, and it's been modified to at the factory level to shoot 12 gauge shells as a sporting shotgun. So we've essentially taken something that runs on a recoil system like this, now put it into something tunable and more commercially available here in the US, like this. And so again, one of the most important things to keeping these guns running is to make sure that they're sprung properly, to change your springs periodically so that you don't have an issue at a match, because the shells that we're trying to feed are usually some level of deformed, be they oval shaped, if they have rough edges, burrs on them, or in the summer months these get warm, the plastic gets sticky, sitting in the magazines, sun-soaked magazines, or as we present a plastic cartridge to a hot chamber. Lots of potential for malfunctions in those, so it's really important that we have the right spring rate in these. And Atlas Gunworks has put the level of thought into their spring rates that I can appreciate, so I use them for all my gun spring needs. And I encourage you to do the same. So it's that time of year. If nothing else, put a fresh set of springs in your guns, because it is the cheapest insurance that you can use to make sure that these are running after oiling them. It's like oiling them, spring rate, good ammo, and then you should have no problems. So that's just a little tip from me. Go get yourself some springs from Atlas Gunworks to keep your blasters running this season, and hopefully see you on the range soon.